Let's go.
When John Basso first opened the Heart Attack Grill, he had no idea that
Heart
serving
Attack
the world's
Grill.
unhealthiest menu would come with so much controversy, countless lawsuits, an avalanche of bad press, and multiple heart attacks.
Heart Attack? Really? There is a restaurant like that? I've never knew that. I don't think that we have it in my country. Okay.
Premises. Prior to opening the Heart Attack Grill in 2005, Basso owned 3 different exercise gyms over a 12-year period, where he'd advised clients on their dietary and exercise needs, as well as on techniques of caloric reduction.
He had gyms, and after that he opened a restaurant that is called Heart Attack. Nice, nice, very good.
However, he felt this was an untruthful line of work, stating, "It's disgusting because you're promising people things that are outside their genetic possibility. Instead of being a slimy, crooked, dishonest peddler of health and fitness services, I would actually launch a hamburger concept that would be absolutely honest, and that's the only guiding principle."
Hey.
Wow. Okay, he really changed his ways a lot. Like from like owning gyms to having a restaurant, and that's a very different. It's a turnaround here. Are you hearing me very okay, actually? He failed, so he turned to the dark side.
This is bad for you, and it's gonna kill you.
The first Heart Attack Grill in Arizona featured a front door sign reading, "Caution, this establishment is bad for your health," before they'd later add, "Cash only because you might die before the check clears." Inside.
Oh my god. He even put signs there that are saying that. That's a lot of truth right in front of your face.
They'd proudly display the catchphrase, "Taste worth dying for." However, the most
That's true. That's true. I like that.
insane piece of signage was without a doubt this, reading, "Anyone over 350 pounds eats for free all day, every day, unlimited," with the only rules being no taking food to go, no sharing with others, and does not include beverages. Although this
Wow. Okay, I have to admit that this is pretty genius and it's actually very creative here. Like, the whole advertisement thing and like the way that this is put, you know, with like the signs and being so truthful is something that you don't really see very often. So I feel like this is something very, very different. Yeah. Very, actually more moral than a lot of the restaurants, because a lot of people are like lying about what's inside of the food and stuff like that. So this is like a lot of truth here.
This wasn't the only unlimited service offered by the restaurant.
Instead of a salad bar, there's an all-you-can-eat flatliner fries bar.
To serve the free meals, Basso took a tip from Hooters by hiring a bunch of sexy nurses, with a theme of honesty also extending into the job application process, with questions such as whether the applicant has an innie or outie belly button, who would they have a hot one-night stand with, their opinion on certain...
Those are some very strange questions, though. Like, he did a lot. Like, he did a lot of things very different here, and I like that.
certain conspiracy theories, and a comment stating, "No one gives a damn about your academic achievements, but if you want to bore us with them, go right ahead."
I love that. Okay, this person seemed like a lot of fun, actually. Thank you for the tip.
Sorry I can't join you on today's stream as I'm still at the office. I'm with you in spirit to show love and support for my friend. You're awesome and the very best, Moggy. Heart, heart.
That's so sweet. Thank you very much. That's so cute. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you also for joining for a little bit and being here. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for the tip. Thank you.
As the head of the restaurant, John spends every day dressed as a...
Okay, this person seems like a lot of fun, and also the sarcasm here is on another level. I love that.
Doctor stating, "We promote nicotine, alcohol, caffeine, fat, cholesterol, sodium, all the building blocks of a quality, healthy, good time," with these insane statements leading to...
And that's sarcasm on another level. That was straight on the point.
His first appearance on a local news station.
There is a restaurant in Tempe where the food is so rich they call their big burger the quadruple bypass. Not everybody thinks that's fun.
Quadruple bypass. Like, I love how people are like still going there, you know, like this is true. Like they are literally telling you like this is unhealthy, but they're still going there. Because this restaurant apparently is still existing till today. And, you know, if people didn't want to go there, it wouldn't exist, right?
Least of all, the Arizona Board of Nursing.
The news story then stated that the American Nursing Board had received 5 or 6 complaints about them calling their waitresses nurses. However, 5 or 6 complaints was a small price to pay, given the story was basically free advertising.
All right, so if you...
Yeah, they did them a lot of good with all of this news because they're advertising, man. Like more people are like finding out about this place and they're probably like, oh, I want to check it out. I want to see what's going on there because it's like different, a lot different actually.
If you want to bypass, of course, the good kind. Now you know where to go. It's called the Heart Attack Grill.
This then turned into
Look at that. That's a lot of advertising.
The news coverage where John explained the other ways in which the restaurant might kill you.
We don't do Diet Coke. We don't do light beers. We don't even provide lettuce on our burgers.
With the unique approach.
Nothing healthy. It's not allowed there. I knew that they weren't real nurses. Really? Really? Are you sure?
Beating all of their competitors.
John, this is creating a firestorm. I have a feeling this is just what you wanted.
Well, I can't say that I don't enjoy the publicity. It definitely does pack the seats in the restaurant. We've been so lucky as of recently, our web traffic exceeds McDonald's.com.
After noticing that media
Wow, this is so big. How I have never heard about this restaurant. Like, it's so popular.
stories helped the business grow that attempt to set the Guinness World Record for the world's unhealthiest burger, achieving such with the
A Guinness record for being unhealthy. Wow.
9,982 calorie quadruple bypass burger, although this gluttonous piece of food will be served with a side of tragedy. The heart attack...
Like, this is the calories for 2 weeks ahead. This is my calories intake for 2 weeks ahead.
Grill had introduced a spokesperson named Blair River, who at 6'8", 570 pounds appeared in all of the restaurant's ads.
I'm up another few inches. Who needs these old pants? I could eat for free.
In a 2011 news report,
That's the most important thing. You have food for life, buddy, so who cares?
Blair talked about feeling incredibly healthy.
This is good stuff. Everyone should be modern sized like myself.
However, he passed away before the interview even aired.
Sadly, we now know how long that was. Blair died last week at the age of 29. His family says the cause of death was pneumonia.
Even in death,
Oh, that's sad. That hits me. Oh.
the Heart Attack Grill maintained their brutally honest branding.
Had he have been thinner, he most probably would have survived that pneumonia.
Aren't you glorifying obesity, which obviously kills?
Absolutely.
With Basso taking this even
But, like, they're not covering it up. Like, they're not even lying about it. So, you know, if people don't want that, they're not going to be going there. So...
further in a different interview.
If they do die here, I'm not going to lie to you. That's great for business. I'll say it again. Death is great for business at the Heart Attack Grill.
Although the media's goal of discrediting the
Okay, that's a little bit too... Oh. Yeah, they're really playing with the controversy here. Wow.
founder only did the opposite. It's actually refreshing to see someone so painfully honest. The owner is great. He makes no apologies, nor should he. You can't blame him for people doing this to themselves. It's
Actually,
impossible to hate this guy because he's being 100% honest. In a different interview, Basso showed
it's really hard to hate on him because, like, he's telling the truth. Like, how can you, like, hate on somebody who is, like, literally telling you, you know, everything that it's bad about it, but it's, like, your choice. You cannot go there. This guy is into his villain arc, true.
showed his more compassionate side by stating, "Cynical people might think this, River's death, is funny, but people who knew him are crying their eyes out. There is a lot of mourning going on around here. You couldn't have found a better person. Even if he was skinny, we would have given him the job. We would have just put a fat suit on him. He just had personality, as did the restaurant's next spokesperson, Ernie Hart, who wouldn't last long either, although for a slightly different reason." In October 2011, Basso moved the restaurant to the land of indulgence, pleasure, and poor short-term choices, Las Vegas. The new and improved restaurant featured a public electronic cattle scale, as well as new signage reading "Fighting Anorexia since 2005" and "Send hate mail to," followed by their address. The new location also led to a brand new slogan,
"Remember, the calories you eat in Vegas stay in Vegas,"
as well.
The calories you eat in Vegas stay in Vegas? Yeah, it works that way, you know. The calories doesn't come with you. They stay there where you eat them. True.
Was an instant increase in business.
We've both doubled in terms of money, in terms of square footage.
However, the craziest change was without a doubt their menu. Despite their quadruple bypass already holding the record for the highest calorie burger, the Heart Attack Grill then doubled their invention, creating the Octuple bypass burger, which featured 8 patties, 40 pieces of bacon, and 19,900 calories. At around the same...
How? How is that even possible, is my answer, is my question.
In point in time, the Heart Attack Grill updated their website to include free video and images for the press, where the motivation for the Octuple bypass burger became pretty obvious.
Guys, that's bigger than me. That's absolutely, I'm sure that this is taller than me. That's probably what you're thinking, and I'm very sure about that.
Trying to generate media attention, and this is exactly what they got. The new burger led to over 100 million views worth of exposure on...
I have seen that guy! I know this guy. I have actually watched a lot of his videos when I was younger. It was... and I know them also. That was super popular at some point in YouTube, like people eating and like the competitive eating, right?
On YouTube as different content creators.
And when I was watching them, I was always like glued on the screen and be like, how are they even doing that? It seems impossible to me, honestly.
Visited the restaurant to see if they could eat it. Those who could, such as Matt Stoney, were given a ride out of the restaurant in a novelty.
This guy was so popular. Is he still popular actually? Nikado avocado, he put on some weight. Yeah, like he's so different now. Like a lot of things changed since when I was younger, when I was like watching stuff like that.
Wheelchair, although there were others who were forced to leave in an ambulance.
A customer at the Heart Attack Grill was rushed to the hospital after eating a sandwich called the Triple Bypass Burger.
In February 2012, an article was published titled "Man Has Heart Attack While Eating at the Heart Attack Grill," which is
like, this still seems like so much advertising, but I don't know, like, it's concerning.
Followed by another article only 2 months later reading, "Heart Attack Grill lives up to its name again this week when a woman collapsed in their Las Vegas restaurant. This marks the second person to fall victim to their horrifically caloric food in less than a year, with a heart attack."
I don't think this is, you know, I know the words that every advertising, even bad, it's you know, good for you, but I don't know. How is that good advertising, you know?
Grill responding in the most brand appropriate way by bragging about it on their website. 2 ambulance departures in less than 60 days left an indelible mark on the Heart Attack Grill's public image. Dr. John delivered a clear message to the media that such tragedies shall inevitably continue due to having clientele which he refers to as being the avant-garde of nutritional risk takers.
Yeah, these people are living on the edge, definitely. It's like, you know, what are we going to try very risky today? We're going to that restaurant. Like, I like, he's always kind of like turning around like the bad news. It's not, you know, they're saying something bad about him and like he's turning it to like good publicity for in some way. Natural selection, guys.
Did that heart attack pad my wallet with money? Absolutely. Did I enjoy that? Absolutely.
Although this is still nothing compared to what would happen 1 year later. The Heart Attack Grill had a new unofficial spokesperson named John Ellerman, who was recognized as the restaurant's most loyal customer. He never missed a day, even on Christmas, Basso said. People just loved him. He connected with people in a real way, although all of this changed on the...
I feel like people really love that because it's very near you. It's like very real, and that's not something that you see very often even today. So it's like, you know, so different, so real that it's like fascinating to you. So you want to try it.
11th of February 2013. After chowing down on his daily feed at the grill, John Ellerman suffered a heart attack and died while waiting for the bus at the front of the store. This led to Basso's craziest PR stunt to date.
Oh, like I feel so bad like hearing all about that, you know, but those people actually knew the risk. Like they did it on their own. Like they went there and they were like, you know, they knew the risk. So
they'll say it's grotesque. They'll say how
but there are like a lot of stuff like that. There are a lot of stuff, for example, with the cigarettes, like there are like signs it's like, it's killing you, but like people still want to do that. So like it's really on them.
Cremation here.
With Basso keeping the cremation inside the restaurant as he wants you to know his food kills so that maybe you'll stop eating junk. This man is...
This is like really putting signs like don't eat me, but you know, when there is like when people are like denied of doing something, they even want it even more. So it's like kind of like a troublemaker.
Willing to sacrifice his reputation and maybe even his humanity to try and make the world a healthier place. I respect him for it. Basso believes the restaurant helps customers to reflect on...
Like he's kind of like trying the opposite tactic, you know, showing that this is not really good for you.
Their own choices, having stated anybody who's over 350 pounds gets on that scale. We applaud them like the big sumo wrestler they are, treat them like a champ, make them feel good for that moment, give them free food all they want. But these people go home at night and they ponder that and say, wow, why did I just get free food and have the whole restaurant applauding for me? Because I'm a freak, plain and simple.
Oof, that's harsh. He's very harsh.
Before adding, I'm running an obesity intervention and I think it works. I really do. Everybody should check out our Facebook.
It's like a very big reality check on you, you know? Like, I should get my life together kind of thing. Yeah, it's like really taking responsibility for your own decisions.
See a lot of people say, hey Dr. John, I've lost 82 pounds since the last time I was in. It's the X factor, something that snapped in that person that said, wow.
It's really like, kind of like a competition, you know? Because you're on the scale, like you're having like the reality check there. And after that, when you come back, you're like, oh, you know, I have lost some weight. Like I'm not allowed maybe to eat free food anymore. So it's kind of like, it's the opposite effect here.
I'm gonna make a change in my life, and they did, and that's fabulous. With this sentiment also showing up in the YouTube comments. The Heart Attack Grill restaurant has motivated me to take care of myself, stick to my diet. The namesake restaurant actually sends a very positive message. If you don't take care of yourself today, you might find yourself eating a free meal at my restaurant in the not so distant future, because everyone over 350 pounds eats for free.
I just got chills. That is hitting so hard, you know? Like, people are, like, really thinking about it.
Yeah, and therefore, Basso believes the restaurant is an overall positive.
I am a believer that when people hear my message, the net health benefit to society is incredibly good.
However, you won't be surprised
apparently
to hear that not
working.
everybody agrees.
He's deliberately trying to get people to eat more than they need.
With this being echoed by the legendary Anthony Bourdain, who stated, there is a restaurant in Vegas, I think it's called the Heart Attack Grill, where if you're over 350 pounds, you eat for free. I think that should be pretty much a war crime. On top of this, a former waitress went public talking about her terrible time working at the restaurant, explaining that after a man passed out mid-meal, a manager made me take out my cell phone to record a video of the whole thing so they could send it to the media. It was on a Friday afternoon, and he hoped it would make the news so they could have a busy weekend. On the opposite end of the spectrum, a different waitress...
Like, they're really trying to hit you, you know, very hard, so you can think about it. But I feel like some things are a little bit too far. Maybe that's why like it's getting super controversial.
So the experience clearly depends on which person you ask. In a different instance, the PCR...
I feel like it's always like that. People are always divided on like something. There is always hate and there is always positivity about certain things. It depends how you're seeing it. It depends how you think about it. And everyone is going to have a very different experience. Some people are going to be like, oh, I want a free meal, I'm going to eat more. And some people are going to be like, oh my God, I'm getting a free meal, I need to like, you know, lose weight.
Sent a letter to Basso asking him to declare moral bankruptcy and close the Heart Attack Grill. However, given the restaurant earned $5.5 million in revenue last year, it seems obvious that Dr. John Basso and the Heart Attack Grill won't be going anywhere anytime.
Oh my God. Wow. That video was actually so interesting to me and so different. Okay, let me do the camera again like that. A lot of you don't really like this restaurant. I didn't knew until now there is something like that. But let's be honest, there are a lot of like restaurants for fast foods that are actually, you know, very, very unhealthy, and they are not like that. You know, they are not saying the truth to you, like this is very unhealthy and all of that. So I can see the controversy here for real. But, you know, these people, I feel like it really depends how you think about it. I feel like maybe they're going a little bit too far. It's like a little bit too harsh, and not everyone can get like the proper message from that. But it's like so real, like it's so real. It's like right in front of your face. And if you decide to ignore it, it's like kind of on you, because if you don't want, you're not like forced to go there actually. But there is a lot of like fast food restaurants that are super unhealthy and like very bad for your health, like McDonald's and stuff like that. So they're not like that. They're not telling you like this is, you know, unhealthy for you. It's quite like the opposite actually. Yeah, true. And like the food you're getting never looks like from like the picture or the advertising. That's so true. Yeah. My opinion on that is that, you know, the restaurant is going to close if people don't go there. So if there are people who go there, even though like there are warnings that it's bad for your health, it's kind of like on them. Even if it's like super unhealthy,